Penny, a very important year for you as you prepare to compete at what will be your 5th World Equestrian Games.
Yes, it is a big year for me and our family and the horses. I'm looking forward to it greatly and putting every ounce of effort into being the very best we can.
You made your WEG debut in 2002. Tell us about that experience.
Yes, that was in Jerez in Spain. That was an amazing experience. We were lucky enough to take some family members over with us, and the course was magnificent as well, and it was spectacular actually. The team did very well. We got an individual bronze medal with Meg Wade, and then the team together we got bronze medal there.
And that's been your best WEG performance?
We did very well in the World Endurance Championships in Compiègne in France. We got gold team medal there. In Dubai in 2005 we got the silver medal for the team there as well.
You were formerly a show rider. Explain to us how you ended up getting involved with endurance.
Well, probably mainly because my husband's involved and he's with the Arab horses and his family as well. On the weekends he'd go off to his endurance competitions and I'd go off to the shows, so we wouldn't get to see each other very often. And he convinced me to come along one day, and I still wasn't convinced about it because I was a bit, funny about how they presented the horses. But once I got on the horse and started galloping around the forest, I was won over, and I have been ever since.
You've been completely involved in it since those days, and the sport has taken you all over the world for some incredible experiences, I'm sure.
Yes, I've been very lucky. Like, if we hadn't had the endurance horses, we probably never would have gone out of Australia. They've taken us to nearly every country in the world and had some amazing experiences and seen some magnificent scenery and met some amazing people.
What's the most unusual occurrence that you've encountered out on a competition?
In a competition, probably kangaroos jumping across the pathway, like 20 metres ahead. And you know what the old saying says, that if there's one, there's another. So there's one that's gone and then the next one comes out as well. And they ping off the fences. So ping off the barbed wire fences, and that's pretty scary. Oh, another thing that's very scary is Shetland ponies. Shetland ponies in a paddock running. Or a big herd of cows in the morning just on sunrise, the beautiful Frisian cows with all their big eyes glowing at you. It's magnificent. We see some magnificent things. Even on the weekend, the sunrise was magnificent. Out in the bush, magnificent Australian bush. The horses get to enjoy it with us, and they love it. The horses love it. They, especially if they've got a mate. It's like, they herd animals, so they love it. Happy, racing each other. It's nice.
What's been the most memorable place you've ever ridden in?
I enjoyed Florac in France. That was amazing. The scenery was incredible. But I think my most favourite places to ride are in the Middle East, in Abu Dhabi and Dubai in the desert. It's very exciting and never a dull moment.
And they run world-class standard events, don't they?
Yes, they certainly do. It's amazing how well run they are. We get a lot of competition from people from around the world coming to those events, and so you're meeting the same people time after time, and it's a bit like a big family, and it's very enjoyable. We've been to many different countries, Germany and France and America. Tevis Cup in America was amazing. New Zealand, there's always a magnificent scenery there. So very lucky, and probably would never have travelled unless it was for the horses.
And you've had wonderful success over that period of time.
Yes, I've been very lucky to ride some amazing horses, and it's a sport that you have to put your whole heart into, and it's more than 1 or 2 hours a day. It's 3 or 4 hours every day, and with multiple horses, so it's a big commitment.
What's the daily preparation of an endurance horse and rider entail?
Pretty well like most other disciplines with the horses. We feed up and then we start the training routine, and we may exercise the horses in the arena or the treadmill, the walking machine, but the best training comes out in the forest. So we're lucky enough to have a beautiful property, Fernvale, and we take the horses out there most days, and we can do rides from up to an hour and a half to 4 or 5 hours. And it can be walking up hills and including a little bit of trotting and cantering once they get fit. So it's pretty demanding, and then other times we can take them down to the beach and we can gallop them on the beach, or we take them to a racetrack and we practice racing fast around the racetrack. Just depends on which competition we're comparing.
Do you use arena work a lot to train your horses?
Yes, we do. We use it as a very valuable tool to prepare them for the trails, like basic dressage training. It really helps to develop the top line. And we try and make them very supple. All the exercises you do with your dressage horse, we do with our endurance horses. Particularly nice warming up for a big ride to do all these suppling exercises.
Do you think it gives you an edge?
Absolutely. Just have them prepared the best we can. Like this mare's only 5 years of age and she's up to doing a novice dressage test.
And then there's a difference to preparation of a WEG standard horse. In the months leading up to that competition, what will the routine require?
Total focus. I think that's and attention to detail. Like, you know, we're very lucky that the horses are very sound, and it's just keeping everything together for the competition, because, you know, horses are unpredictable and little things happen, but we've been extremely, and I'd say it's probably very good management that the horses that we prepare get to start at the WEG and these big competitions.
How are you today? Are you good?
And like it's trotting them up every day, treating every small little injury they may have.
Good girl.
That sort of thing. So it's just attention to detail.
The mare that you'll compete on at WEG, Dream Dancer, tell us about her background.
Well, we bred Dream Dancer. She's by a very famous endurance stallion called Chip Chaser. She must be 13 years of age now, and she started competing here in Australia, and we thought we'd like to take her overseas and see what she could do. She has a magnificent heart rate. She's a very quiet mare. She's a pleasure to ride. She's very comfortable. She took up her career in France and she's done some amazing rides over there. She's competed in Florac and Compiègne. She's been to the WEG with myself and just continued on from there. And in the last 18 months, we've had her to the President's Cup in the UAE. And this year I rode her there and she went very well, and she's just getting stronger. And it seems like the endurance horses mature with age, and the better they get. And preparation this time is going to be from the UAE, and we have a trainer over there that's preparing her for us. A little bit different because it's very hot there, so she's doing a lot of swimming and doing her training in the evenings and the early mornings. So it's a big preparation. It starts a long time out, and you've got to push the horses very hard. So hopefully.
Do you feel that this year she's at her peak form?
Yes, I do. I think she is. She's the last couple of rides she's had, she showed that she was had the speed, and she certainly has the endurance. So very happy with the way she's going.
What about your own form and preparation, Penny?
Well, I think my first time I competed overseas, I was the youngest in the team, and I think this time, or the last 2 times, I may have been the oldest. So, but endurance is a great sport. You can be of any age, but the most important thing is to be fit. And I am not letting this go by. I'm going to be the fittest and the best I can be, and I'm on track for that. So I'm pretty happy.
Apart from riding, what else do you do to maintain your fitness levels?
I have a gym in my house, which you need to have a bit of motivation, and the WEG is a great thing for me to be motivated for. I have a personal trainer. I go to the gym in Ipswich 3 times a week. I cycle. I have 2 or 3 road bikes. I love cycling. So they're all really good things for endurance riding. You have to have very strong legs and shoulders and everything. So yeah, no, lots. And in a way it's quite a selfish sport because especially these big events, you're concentrating solely on yourself and your horse, so everything else gets by the way. This is the big thing, and this will probably be my last one, so I'm going to put every effort into it.
And diet would be important to regulate as well?
Yes, just like the horse's diet. But I'm not so, leading up to the week I'm going to behave myself and, toe the line, and not too much champagne or red wine. Ice cream, my favourite food, will probably be a treat for after the event. But yeah, you've got to make sacrifices, and these are the sacrifices you make when you're wanting to represent your country, like every other sport.
What sort of expectations are you carrying into WEG this year?
Well, it's going to be at a very nice part of the world, and I have heard that it's going to be a very tough course, and it's going to be for a very thinking rider. And I think I've had a magnificent preparation for this event, and all of the wisdom and all of the lessons I've learnt through riding with my special horses, I will bring it together on the day, and I am planning to compete fiercely. So I would love to be able to get top 10. Would be a big ask because there's tough competition, but my mare is ready and I'm ready, so look out.